Oh, got a Twosun. Yeah, buddy. Twosun. Man, I like me some Twosuns. I hope I do. I got enough of these things. So, yeah, a new model. New model. Straight from China. Man, look at this thing. Wow. Okay. I mean, so far it's repping really well to what I thought about the knife. Wonderful carbon fiber, titanium liners, titanium backspacer, full titanium backspacer, and then what we got here, like copper infused carbon fiber. I think that's what's going on there. It's got copper in it, I believe. Full titanium liners. Look at just these slim, sleek lines. And the only way in, I didn't think about that when I saw the knife, but the only way in is going to be this fuller. So let's go thumb flick first. Whew, look at this blade, man. Wow. I mean, what a piece, right? Look at this thing. It's a ts474 in M398 steel. Moswan Mokhtar design. Doesn't appear to be a lot of room under here, but wonderful carbon fiber. Liner lock. I mean, it's like a frame lock, but it's got that overlay. Let's spidey flick it. Ooh, there we go. Serious detent. Look, they've routed out that backspacer, put a groove down it so the blade can come down deep and centered, really nice. Nice stiff detent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, very comfy. Wow. And I'm almost positive that I'm seeing like copper in there. I mean, is it just green or is it copper? I think it's copper. But anyways, man, let's get up in there. And then the liner, the carbon fiber's cut out, and you can see the liner in behind there. That's pretty cool. Let me pay attention to this. I wonder, we're just inside of the outside edge. All right, here we go. And I like this feature here, except it's backwards. No machining on the one side of the pivot. I think it needs to come in from the other side, but it's okay. We'll go the way they want to go. Yep, they put everything backwards here. I think I can come apart. There's going to be another screw under these scales. Yeah, way too stiff still. We're just going to pull everything, see if we can't get it to come apart. I'm going to tap it. See if I can get that scale to pop. Ooh, I mean, it's so much on the edge that I think I'm actually tapping the scale. See how close it is here? It's shadow boxed in there. It's gorgeous. But in order to tap it, I got to get it quite the angle. There, I got it. And yeah, there's a screw under there. And yeah, you can see the copper in there. Or maybe it's 14 karat gold. Oh, I know, I'm sorry. Idiot. T8 on the inside here. Okay. Yeah, there's no reason in the world that all this just can't come from the other side. So I will flip-flop it. Flippity-flop. Get it to a more normal position for me. There, we got it. That feels like super rigid. Why is that? That is so weird. And I won't be able to take this screw out with that backspacer in there. Because it's underneath that, whatever's going on there. But I was able to loosen the screw, which popped the pocket clip, and then ultimately this insert. Okay, it's the screw. Yeah, ugh, I was freaking out. I was like, what is going on here? Okay, it should come loose now. Yeah, there it is. There we go. Got it all. Wow. Some pieces and parts here, man. Okay, well, first thing I'm going to do is check this detent. And, I mean, I'm not going to mess with it because it's pretty close to where it was. I want to mess with it, but I had an experience with another knife recently, and man, I had to backtrack quick. Everything I did to it, I had to undo. So I think I'll leave it, and it will most likely for sure improve with some usage. And so I'm going to count on that. Now, if it doesn't, I'll come in here and mess with it. You know, if the knife just continues to be a struggle and difficult, which it's not. It's not a struggle. It's not difficult to open. It just feels like it could be better. A little lighter. But I like my stuff kind of light. I'm not a heavy detent guy. So I like to see the full backspacer. Always makes me happy. Pretty sure it's going to reveal itself when we do safety checks. in the sense that I'm not going to have any blade exposure when the knife's closed, which is a good feature on a folding knife. It's a whole purpose of a folder. Maybe not the only purpose, like being compact, concealable. You know, there's some other things that come with that, but definitely one of them is to be able to fold up the blade and make the knife safe. Kind of like having a sheath. It's a built-in sheath, right? Wow. So I can see that this bolster piece is actually like this long, but on the front it's there. So they sandwich the two together and then fuse them somehow. Certainly some kind of adhesive. But yeah, pretty cool. Beautiful carbon fiber. Twosun does a good job on this stuff. It's got a great, soft, fluffy texture. Super lightweight. Definitely aids in bringing the weight of the knife down. You know, box these scales and then use those lightweight inserts. I think a question that I have developing pretty early on with this piece is going to be the pocket clip. It's literally narrow, and the clip portion is in one of the cutouts. And so the material, like the pocket material, is going to have to go into that slot. So it'd be interesting to see how this all works. I will say that this design, typically where there's a cutout below underneath the pocket clip, typically I don't find them to work very well. But we'll see. I'm not going to prejudge it, man. We'll run it and see. But it's one of my early questions with this knife, and I have them. I mean, I'm scanning the piece, looking at stuff, you know. All right, I think I've wiped it all down. Let's put it back together. We'll start here with this, and I think I can put the scale on and tighten it down. Put a screw in it, but I cannot because I have to attach it to the backspacer first. Yep. Okay. I mean, it's not complicated. There we go. Not going to see the screw again, so I got to snug that down. Trust that it's lined up properly. And then I can put the scale on. And I can run a screw in it. Is it a T6? Yeah, those are little T6s. Okay. Pivot. Well, I need a collar, so I'm kind of glad that didn't fit because I'd had to come back. And it's a unique collar too in that it's flat. Normally these are tapered, so this one's flat. It's kind of cool. I may have to loosen the screw on that scale. There we go. Nice. put our little tube nut. Yeah. Remember when I said I got to trust that everything's going to line up properly? I said that because there's a good chance that it won't. But there we go. We lined up. Good. I feel better about the other side lining up now. That side should bring everything into alignment. Okay. Internal stop pins riding in the scale into the titanium scale. All right, I'm going to put a little bit on this track where this detent ball runs. There we go. Scale. How about a washer and a bearing and, you know. Kind of got a little ahead of myself. Got a lot ahead of myself. There we go. Nice. I'm going to put that screw in. I mean, actually, I have to. Okay. I mean, pretty simple. Everything's machined well. Yeah, I like how that's flat. Like I don't think I noticed it before, but now that I'm working on it, I see that it's flat, and I believe that those typically have some level of contouring to them. So you can see, look how it's flat. That collar. Nice. Pretty cool. All right, I've got a couple little ones and then a big one, and I left the pocket clip out. Well, let's check the action and we'll take it apart. Oh man, is that good. The detent's kind of stiff. Man, is that running good though. All right, well, let's get the pocket clip on it because I don't have any questions about that action. It's running way too good to be putting questions on it. No need. I think I got to tap that scale off of there. Well, here's a slot. Pretty sure if I just get under that slot, like so. I gotta pull this one. Oh, that's why it's in backwards, because I can't do the pocket clip. I have to do this side first because I can't get the pocket clip. There's no way to attach that pocket clip because it goes on top of the scale, and I can't put this scale on like until that screw goes in. So I have to go from the other side. Yeah. It's got me. You dirty dog. Yeah. Well, you know what? It did have a reason. There's never been a good reason. Man, I'm gonna save y'all a bunch of your time. Yeah, so here's the thing that had to happen. This backspacer has to go on the lock side first. And then the next thing is the scale goes over it and the pocket clip gets mounted from the inside. But that, now that I'm looking at it, I think that screw needed to be in there before I put this screw in there, because I don't think I can get that screw in there now. I'm pretty sure I can't. I'm gonna look. Yeah, no chance. So, I mean, wow. I'm gonna have to take this back off, and I'm gonna have to loosen this. Might not have to take it back off. I just gotta loosen it, get it out of the way, put that screw in, and then tighten this. Matter of fact, that's how I found it. It's exactly how I found it. That screw was poking out of that liner, just like that. Yeah, so now that I've got that in there, I can tighten this one. And then I can put the scale on. And I can tighten the pocket clip. Wow. Okay. Well, if you own one of these, or you're gonna own one, you're welcome. If you watched this first. If you didn't, you probably ended up in the same backward shape that I was in, going the wrong direction. Okay. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I got us back to ground zero. There wasn't anything complicated there. I will say, though, that 100% I had to just bring it complete opposite and come from the other side. Like, there's no shortcut in that. The very last thing that goes on is this scale. Like the liner, then the scale, there's no way to shortcut that. You just got to come in from the other side. And so, I mean, it's amazing what an oil change will do, but the action on this thing, drop shut, blades centered, thumb flick, spidey flick, very snappy. I mean, let's cover that action. I mean, I got to consider what it is, and I'm not going to consider what it's not. It's not a back flipper. It doesn't have thumb studs. It's just got this fuller. And so, the idea is, that's the concept, I'm sure, 100%. And so for what it is, this isn't an A minus. This is A level action. This knife is so solid. This carbon fiber is soft. It's part of the action because the ergonomics on it, holding on to this knife and then like this right here and boom, because it's this liner lock, it's a frame lock with the insert on top. I don't have any threat of locking myself out of this knife, so I can grip it really well. And it allows me to, with my grip, really toss that blade out of there. And this is A-level action, man. It is so nice. I mean, wonderful. Ergonomics. So the jimping on the spine here is combat. you dig into that, there's no way to get forward of that without just shredding your thumb. You have to ease up on the pressure because it's locked in. Now there's no finger guard here, so in essence, this forward grip right here, standard grip, thumb forward, you're not so confident, confident, very confident. I'm gonna just bring it shy of a confident grip because I will say, even without a finger guard, man, am I locked down on this grip. It is really tight. This is grippy stuff. The pocket clip plays a role. And then this jimping, I mean, all of it really nice right here. But then, of course, if I go with a reverse grip, you know, it's a very confident grip. You've got a wonderful cap built for the thumb. And then, man, oddly enough, this thing's got a great little reverse Pakal grip here. I mean, I feel really comfortable with this in hand like this. I can cap that with my thumb and, you know, hammer down with this to rip, you know, pull and tear. Wonderful Pakal grip on this knife, which doesn't hurt my feelings at all. I'm a fan. Wow. I mean, so there was a question. Let's see. Let's check it. What's up? Fix stuff first. Let's just get to it. Yeah, it runs wonderfully. Actually, there's maybe not enough tension on it. Yeah. I mean, it's really light tension. I can flex it very easily. So here in this pocket, it's just, I mean, if I any bounce at all, that knife comes out of there. So I'm going to address that. But holy smokes, I got to go deep to change that. And so I'm going to leave you out of it. Okay, so I put a little bit of an arc in there. And now I can tell that any material is going to have to get under that clip in that slot and then run backwards. There's no way around it. So let's start with standard jean size material. Yeah, I mean, still doesn't have great tension, but it'll run, and it's better. So I don't know. Could it be improved? I think so. I think it could, potentially get flatter. But what I'll tell you is that it's just, it takes a really functional, awesome, cool knife, and it makes me go, if I could figure out how to put a simple $3 pocket clip like this one on this Echo, if I could figure out how to put that on there, I'd take it. Because here's a really cool knife. Now, let me be clear. This ain't going to be a carry knife for me. It's going to go in my Twosun collection. But not everybody's collecting Twosun. Some people look at this knife and go, man, I want that knife. And then they want to put it in their pocket. And, I mean, how we can design such a cool knife and then just be so dismissive of making a pocket clip that's functional, that will retain it in the pocket. If I just want to hang it in a pocket, I mean, it runs, but like if I mean, it's doing better. It's just, I think you know what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand. I'm confused at the lack of concern or design effort or manufacturing to bring the knife to market with a functional pocket clip. I mean, yeah, it's bizarre. It's weird. It's like, it makes me wonder if whoever's responsible for this, if they actually carry a knife. Do they actually put a knife in their pocket? Or do they just design it and then go, yeah, I designed that, and they go, somebody else is going to make it, and then, somebody else, I don't know. because I can't imagine. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words, man. To make, and here's the exasperation. It's because everything else about this knife is wonderful. It's just stunning, man. I mean, the fuller only, it functions really well. Spidey flick, the ergonomics are really well. The jimping is done wonderfully for this knife. The ability to, rock this thing around and carry it how you want, to cut with it. I mean, you can even bring this point to bear, in the correct grip. But then it's got a pocket clip that, yeah. So anyways, hey, let's check it for safety. It's got a full backspacer, so there's no blade contact through the back. The tip is recessed down in there, so there's no tip contact. I mean, I'm going to call the clip. The tip is good. The back is safe. So I'm confident that I can handle this knife in any manner, and I'm not going to catch the sharp part. Speaking of the sharp part, what's it all about? That M398 is ridiculously sharp. Yeah. And this paper will show, if you're not even just slightly off on the edge, this paper is going to reveal it. This super thin magazine paper, but this knife is wonderfully sharp. All right, let's do price and availability, and see if these are out there. ts474 in M398. Where are they and how much? So White Mountain Knives has this knife in stock. It's like, I think 160 with 10% off. You're down at like, what is it, 144, something like that. And that's shipped to your door, 144. eBay, DWin99, has live auction running on these still. They're still out there. And when they first come out, I mean, I think some of these went for over $200. And then they kind of settled in the 140, 150-ish range. And right now, trends are showing that you can pick these up for, 115, 110. You can definitely get in one of these for under 120 through DWin in a live auction if you're just patient. The only question with running that route is you're on one and the bidding goes, you're at $125 and then somebody bids it and it lands at, $133 and you go, yeah, I'm out. Well, then they go away. The upside of that is, one of the ways that I look at it is as long as they're still available at White Mountain Knives, I can use that as a top tier price. If I have to have this knife and I can't secure one in an auction, I can always fall back and pick it up for 144. Now, another thing to consider, let's say that I got it for 130 on eBay. Well, I mean, if your tax rate, let's say it's 10%, which is kind of high, but that puts it at 143. Well, White Mountain Knives is 144. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, there's kind of a break point for me. I mean, the other thing is if you buy this from eBay, you're going to, you got the 3 to 6 week wait. You buy it from White Mountain Knives. I'm getting stuff there 2 to 3 days. Yep. So TS474, I mean, all the way around, it's a pretty cool knife. Pocket clip. Ugh. Yeah. Anyways, I appreciate y'all watching.